Thank you. Honorable members,
Amalungu ahloniphekileyo
of the Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure,
Portfolio Committee ye Public Works and Infrastructure,
honorable members from the National Assembly that are here with us,
ndibulisa amalungu endlu uyisomthetho aphakathi kwethu namhlanje,
honorable members from the Free State Provincial Legislature,
amalungu endlu uyisomthetho endlu yase Freestate Legislature,
mayors,
osodolophu abaphakathi kwethu,
councillors,
oceba abaphakathi kwethu,
leaders of the political parties,
iinkokheli zamaqela ngamaqela ezopolitiko,
farmers, commercial and small scale,
amafama ke akhulileyo nasakhasayo,
organized labor,
imibutho ezabasebenzi,
council of churches,
imibutho ezenkolo ephakathi kwethu,
civic organization.
amaqela ezoluntu aphakathi kwethu.
Greetings to you all.
Siyanibulisa ngalentsasa.
My name is Nolita Ntobongwana,
Igama lam ke ndingunolitha Ntobongwana,
the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure,
usihlalo ke wele Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure.
deployed in the National Assembly by the African National Congress,
Ndithunyelwe phaa ke kwindlu uyisomthetho eParlamente yi-ANC.
coming from the province of Legends, the Eastern Cape.
Ndisuka ke phaya kwela phondo lengqwela namagqala iMpuma Koloni.
I will now allow the members of the Portfolio Committee to introduce themselves.
Ndizothi ke ndithathe lithuba ndinike amalungu ekomiti azazise.
Hearing, and I would like to take the opportunity to thank I'd like to thank all of you for being here today and giving up your Sunday to share with us. Thank you so much.
Enkosi kakhulu, igama lam ke nguSamantha Graham Mare, ndililungu lale committee ye-Public Works and Infrastructure, ndisuka kumbutho kwe-Democratic Alliance, ndisuka ke kwela phondo laseMpuma Koloni kwindawo ekuthiwa yiGrabrenet. Nam ke ndigqithisa imibuliso, ndinethemba lokuba nizokonwabela ukuba nathi namhlanje ngale cawe. Enkosi kakhulu.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Madeleine Hicklin. Ek is afkomstig uit Midrand in Gauteng. Ek is ook van die Democratische Alliansie en ek wil ook namens die Democratische Alliansie julle bedank dat julle hier afkomstig is om vir ons julle toespraak gee en julle insette ingee oor die Bill 23, Expropriation Bill 23 of 2020, that you're giving us your comments today on a Sunday, that you've come out to join us. We really, my word, we really appreciate that you, somebody doesn't appreciate. We really appreciate that you've come out to join us. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Madeleine Hicklin. I am a DA representative hailing from Midrand in Gauteng. I would like to thank you for coming here today to present your inputs on this Bill 23-2020. Thank you.
Dumelang, Sanbonani, Goeiemorgen, good morning. My name is Wayne Thring. I represent the African Christian Democratic Party. I come from KwaZulu-Natal, just outside Durban, a place called Pinetown. I represent our party, the ACDP. In this committee, the Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure. And certainly, we are looking forward to hearing your inputs on this very important bill on the expropriation of land. Thank you all for coming out this morning on one of the coolest, if not coldest, mornings of the year. We appreciate your sacrifice. God bless you.
Molweni kwakhona ngalentsasa igama lami ke ndinguWayne Tring ndisuka pha kwiphondo laKwaZulu Natal kwindawo ekuthiwa kusePine Town ndikule committee ke Public Works and Infrastructure ndimele ke umbutho weACDP siyanibulela ke ngokuba nilapha namhlanje siyayiqonda noba kuyabanda kodwa ke siyabulela uba sizoba nathi sabelane nathi ke ngalomthetho Expropriation Bill uBill 23 ka2020 sothi ke sive nakuni izimvo zenu siqhubelane inkosi kakhulu.
Sanibonani ekhaya. Igama lami ngimTim Mashele. A member of the Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure, deployed in the National Assembly by the African National Congress, Mbutho weBantu. I am from Bushbuck region, Mpumalanga. Ngijabule kakhulu ukuthi ngilana namuhla discuss this important bill. Thank you very much.
Inkosi kakhulu ke igama lami ndinguTim Mashele ndithunyelwe ke phaya kule committee Public Works and Infrastructure ngumbutho weAfrican National Congress ndisuka phayana ke eBushbuck Ridge eMpumalanga siyabulela kuba ke nithe neza ngobuninzi benu ukuba sizokwabelana ngani ke ngalomthetho singawo namhlanje uExpropriation Bill uBill 23 ka2020 enkosi kakhulu.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sharon van Schalkwyk. I'm a member of this Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure, deployed by the African National Congress to the National Assembly, and I'm from Uppington in the Northern Cape. And we value your input today, and thank you very much for the effort that you are making. Thank you very much.
Inkosi kakhulu igama lami nguSharon van Schalkwyk ndisuka pha eNorthern Cape kwindawo ekuthiwa yiUppington ndithunyelwe ke African National Congress kule committee ePublic Works and Infrastructure siyabulela kuba nilapha namhlanje ukuze nani nizovakalisa ezenu imbono ngalomthetho uyilwayo uBill 23 ka2020 enkosi.
Thank you, honorable members. We are joined today by the Speaker of Mafube Municipality, Councillor Maria Matsatsi, who is deployed by the ANC.
Siyabulela kakhulu ke sinoceba ophakathi kwethu ke uCouncillor uMatsatsi naye ke othunyelwe yiANC umele iANC kula masipala uchaziweyo.
We have members that are deployed by DA in the Freestate Provincial Legislature, Honorable Mariette Peterway.
Sinamalunga hloniphekileyo uMariette Peterway omele iDA pha kuFree State Legislature uphakathi kwethu naye.
And councillors of the DA, Councillor Duplessis,
Uceba ke weDA umnomzana uDuplessis nanku naye phakamisa isandla.
Councillor Adele Mazibuko,
Oceba naye uAdele Mazibuko nanku phakamisa isandla phakathi kwethu naye.
and we are honored today that we are joined by our House Chairperson from the National Assembly,
Siyavuya kakhulu ke kuba namhlanje kukho nosihlalo wendlu kwaphaya eParliament kuNdlunkulu eNational Assembly uphakathi kwethu naye usihlalo wendlu.
deployed by the African National Congress in Parliament,
Uthunyelwe ke phaya eParliament iAfrican National Congress.
born and bred here in Free State,
Wathi ke umnomzana wazalelwa kweliphondo leFreestate.
Honorable Mandala Ntombela.
Ngohloniphekileyo ke ubawo uMadala Ntombela.
He is here with us today. We are honored, Honorable Ntombela, House Chair, that you have joined us today.
Siziva ke sinenyweba sivuya kakhulu ba sinosihlalo ke weParliament ophakathi kwethu uba uNtombela. Siyavuya mhlekazi.
Thank you again, honorable members. We are here as the Portfolio Committee of Public Works and Infrastructure
Silapha ke njengePortfolio Committee Public Works and Infrastructure
to seek your views and comments on Expropriation Bill number 23 of 2020,
sizokuva ke izimvo zenu ngalomthetho uyilwa kanye iBill Bill 23 ka 2020.
This bill seeks to repeal Expropriation Act number 63 of 1975.
Lo mthetho ke uzama ukucima okanye ukuphelisa la Expropriation Act 63 ka 1975.
The act that is currently used for expropriating properties for public purpose and public use.
Lo mthetho ke uthi usetyenziswe ukuze kuthathwe iproperty isetyenziswe ngurhulumente okanye isetyenziswe egameni lezinto ezisemdleni woluntu.
As you can see the year that the act was adopted, 1975, it was the act that was adopted by the previous government, the apartheid government.
Na njengoko nubona ke lo mthetho ngumthetho omdala kakhulu. Lo mthetho ke waye ke wenziwa ngo-1975 ngela xesha lorhulumente wengcinezelo.
Even before we adopted our constitution as the country in 1996.
Wenziwa phambi kokuba ke sibe nalo mgaqo siseko sinawo ngoku owathi ke wamkelwa ngokusesikweni ngo-1996.
And as such, that act is not in line with our constitution.
Sithe ke xa siqwalasela la mthetho ka-1975 safumaniseka uba akahambelani nalo rhulumente okanye nentando yesininzi.
As the government of today
Njengorhulumente ke ophetheyo ngoku
seeks to transform this country,
uzama ke ukutshintsha okanye ukuguqula esi sizwe.
we are therefore bringing to you this bill.
Sizisa ke lo mthetho okanye le bill phambi kwenu ukuze ke niyiqwalasele nani.
We seek your views and comments either in support or in objection of the bill.
Sifuna ke ukuva izimvo zenu ukuba niyaxhasa okanye mhlambe ke niyayichasa okanye niyayikhaba le bill kusini na.
We are therefore going to allow you to speak.
Sizothi ke sininike ithuba lokuba ke niphefumle okanye nithethe nivakalise zenu izimvo nani.
You will be given only 3 minutes
Nizokunikwa imizuzu emithathu kuphela, 3 minutes,
for you to express your view.
ukuze ke nivakalise zenu izimvo nani ngalo mthetho usayilwayo.
You are free to express yourself in any of the 11 official languages.
Nivumelekile kuba nithethe ngezilwimi ke zi-11 okanye zili-11 zipha kumgaqo seko woMzantsi Afrika.
You are free to express the view of your political party or your forum.
Ningavakalisa ke mhlambi nembono zamaqela ezopolitiko enisuka kuwo.
We appeal that we respect the speaker who is on the floor.
Siyanicela sinibongoza ukuba ke xa umuntu ethetha phaya eqongeni masihloniphane.
Even if we don't agree with the views,
Nokuba mhlambi anivumelane ngembono zakhe,
we are now going to start.
sizothi ke ngoku siqalise ngosinika abantu ithuba lokuba bathethe baphefumle ngale bill.
We will start on the right side.
Soqala ke kweli cala lipha ngasekunene right.
Can you please raise your hands, those that are going to speak?
Sicela ke niphakamise izandla zenu ke ngapha ngasekunene.
Okay, that is our number 1 at the back.
Nangu apha emva.
Any other hand?
Ukhona omnye ufuna uphakamise isandla?
Number 2, Mayor.
Nangu umama pha emva ngowesibini.
Any other hand on this side?
Ukhona omnye kwela cala?
Let's come to this side.
Masize ke ngoku ngapha ngasekhohlo left.
Number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, up to you.
Nabo ke ngokulandelana kwabo.
Please introduce yourself and tell us the party you are representing, if you are representing a party, or if you are just going to present your view, you indicate so.
Siyacela ke usixelele igama lakho, usixelele neqela lezopolitiko osuka kulo, njalo njalo ke uvakalise mhlawumbe nezimvo zeqela lakho lezopolitiko uzazise ngolo hlobo.
Are we fine up there? Do we have the 10?
Ingaba siphelele sibayi 10 apha emgcini.
Okay, thank you. 3 minutes, and if you exceed 3 minutes, we'll definitely stop you.
Sakunika imizuzu emithathu kuphela ke mhlekazi.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'm Tommy Estreiser, the Vice President of Freestate Agri. We represent more or less 3,500 members, and today I'm here in the capacity to represent the farmers in this region. We reject the expropriation bill for the following reasons. All reference to circumstances where compensation could be null or even below market value. Hence, we reject section 12, subsection 3 and 12, subsection 4 and other reference to the possibility of null compensation. We strongly believe that opening the gap for expropriation for land reform at null compensation will cause a total collapse in South Africa economy because it will destroy investor confidence and will not be in the best public interest. And yeah, I just want to mention 1 out of 3 persons in our country are without a job. And we are all human beings in here and we all deserve a job. And that will have an influence on foreign investment in our country. And we cannot afford it. We need foreign investments to create jobs for all the people in here. And that's why it's important. The definition of public interest in the bill is far too broad and will provide opportunities for misuse of power by government officials. The definition of expropriation should inter alia be in line with permutations of expropriation as recognized by courts internationally, and focus should be on the loss of that the owner suffers, not the acquisition by the government organs. Access to courts is not negotiable. However, the bill does not support the financial burden of the landowner to access to courts if the already expropriated landowner doesn't feel they receive just and equitable compensation. We hence reject the bill in its current format. Just to conclude and a last remark, if this bill gets promulgated, it will mean economical suicide in this country. Thank you very much.
Ke Rebecca Mtlong, ke mme wa ANC, ke mme wa Kubo. Ke bona tlhopheo, ke tlile tjena ke le nkgono mona meeting hore ke tle le nna hore atjhe ha ke re fumane lefatshe le ke le ngata ho rune batho ba bantsho hobane jwale re sotleile ke tlala ka hara lekeishene ka mona dikgomo di tletse ha ho mo di yang teng batho ba modimo ba batla ho lema ha o mo ba lemang teng ke le nkgono ebile ke tshaba hobaneng ke le ngaka lefu la dikgomo le ka nna la ba teng ho batho ka lebaka la ho hloka mapolasi masepala ha ana a kganogo so wale ke a kopa ke kopela tjhaba sa ntate se dulang mona ke le mo ANC wa kgale ke re ka nnete tswetswe molao ha ko e Basothong kgale re sebeletsa batho ba mmala jwale re utlwile le rona re batla ho sebeletsa ka ga matlo batho ba tseba ho ja re leme dijo batho ba se ke ba bolawa go dula hadima batho ba bang ke batla ho bua nnete ke re molao ha o go se ka Basothong o go tshintshele ka bona ha re so lokolohe ha e sa le ho thwa ke tukoloho ha re so e fumane ke nahana hore ha ka ra fumana lefatshe le kganogo re tla fumana hore re lokolohile ke kopa ntate mmuso ka re nahanele le rona re batho re utlwile ke a leboha.
Greetings. Greetings. My name is Rebecca Mutloum, and I'm an ANC member. I see poverty. As an elderly person, what I see is poverty. Let's get land please give back the land to the blacks. There is a lot of poverty. Our cattle are roaming around with nowhere to go, with no grazings. As a doctor for cattle, I see that sometimes our cattle are dying because of they have nowhere to go. The municipal cannot afford to help us. As an ANC member, I say, please, as we need the land as black people, we have worked enough for the whites. Truly, black people need the land. There is no freedom for us. Only if we have the land, we'll have freedom. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning to the panel and as well to the community. I'm Mariette Pittaway. I represent the DA and I'm also a member of the provincial legislature. Under the revised subsection 25 of the Constitution, it will allow expropriation without compensation to include a commitment to state custodianship over all land. This means land will be taken from a landowner and the state is then the owner of this land, meaning that when someone receives land, he will not be the owner. The government will own the land and it can be taken away at any time again from the new owner. Furthermore, the Minister of Finance admitted that the government has not included research on the impacts of land expropriation without compensation or undertaken a risk assessment of the impact on the economy. State custodianship or control over land by the government is nothing but just another word of nationalization of land. This will give control over all private land to the state and would result in an economic disaster and an opportunity for large-scale corruption. Examples of state custodianship of land shows that it ruins agricultural productivity and keeps people trapped in poverty. The collapsed economies of Venezuela and Zimbabwe is clear proof of this. As the previous speaker said, they are living in poverty. I object to the expropriation without compensation bill as I cannot support legislation that will cause further poverty to the people of the Free State. Thank you.
Ke Vos Masoko, ke eme mona ke rongwetswe ke batlokwa ba mokgalong. Batlokwa ba mokgalong ka nako e nngwe mohlomong ba bang ha ba utlwisise hore na batlokwa ba mokgalong ke bo mang. Batlokwa ba mokgalong ke setjhaba se seng le se seng se leng Freestate kwana. Sa ba batlokwa ba mokgalong re ngongoreile ka mokgwa o mmuso o addressang taba ya batlokwa ba mokgalong ka teng. Haholo ha o bua ka taba ya mobu. Ha o bua ka taba ya mobu, rona re le batlokwa ba mokgalong re ikutlwa hore re sieletswe morao ke rona batho ba neng ba tlameha ho consultwa jwalo ka setjhaba sa mona hore re tsebe hore na mobu wa bo rona o newa mang. Ha ile mona ho bonahala hore le status sa rona batlokwa ba mokgalong ke nngwe ha o etsuwa ka moya mobu. Mme ka hona ke a kopa hore bontate le bomme ba leng teng ka jeno le ke le re thuse le rona jalo ka batlokwa ba mokgalong hore re tle re tsebe ho kenella ha o etsuwa ditlhophiso tsa melawana e tjena hobane setjhaba sa batlokwa ba mokgalong se dutse mo ha re sana tokelo mobung wa bo rona, ha re sana tokelo diphoofolong tsa bo rona, ha re sana nonyana e re kgonang le ho irua kapa re e fepe mobung wa bo rona. Mme ha le bua ka mobu re hopola hore rona jalo ka batlokwa ba mokgalong re na le morena wa batlokwa ba mokgalong e ntseng re mmolokile rona sephiring hore a tlo re etella pele ho fapana le bo radipolotiki le bo mmadipolotiki ba tlang ba tlo re cancelisha kapa ba re thoba maikutlo ka ditokelo tsa rona tsa mobu wa bo rona mo re tlamehang re lo sebetsa rona mobu wa bo rona. Re kgathetse go sebetsa mobung wa bo rona re o sebeletsa batho ba bang mo se o bile o fitlile le batho ba tswang hole kwa dinaheng tse ding ba na le access mobung wa bo rona, ba sebetsa mobu wa bo rona, rona re sa bolellwa. Ntho eno ha e re tshware hantle, ha re atla ka ntwa empa re ikokobeditse. Batswadi a ke le tleng ho batlokwa ba mokgalong le ba fe status sa bona le mobu wa bona. Ke a leboha.
Good day. My name is Vusi Masuku. And let me explain what Mokhalong is. Mokhalong represents everyone in the Free State. And we are disgruntled how the state has treated this land issue. You know, Mokhalong has been put back when it comes to this land issue. We are never consulted, and no one tells us what's going on. In Mokhalong, we have kings and queenship, but the state does not support what we do. Mokhalong helped a lot of people, including us as we represent here. But the way the state is treating us, we have no rights in our land. And we have no animals, we can't even have birds. In Mokhalong, let me tell you something. We have a king, but in secret, that is going to lead us. And not these politicians who do not deliver our services. We are tired of working our own land. What is worse is that people from overseas, they come and we must work their land that belongs to us. So I say with all due respect, please listen to people of Mokhalong and give them their land. Thank you.
Rasha. Dumelang ka jeno. Ke tla qala itlhalosa hore na ke tumelo tshotetse. Jwala ka ntate a fitileng a buile ke tswa setjhabeng sa batlokwa ba Mokhalong. Ke member ya Royal Family mo batlokwa ba Mokhalong. Ha nka tlhalosa fela hanyane gore it was 1850 or to 1900. Ha ntate molwala ine jiwa ka ana tsamaya le ntate ana ile mong wa dikgoshi ntate lesala bane ba thunyetswa naha bane ha bane ba nkelwa naha ke kgonne ho tseba ka Mokhalo a gola ne ke na le 14 years ha mangolo a neng a tsere mo setjhaba tshotetse man Gauteng re ne re kena sekolo mona location mara ne re dula mapolasing bo rangwane ba tla biswa bana ba le baholo nna ba le balla ntate wa runa mangolo wa Mokhalo ke nna eo pele ngwe la fitla ba Fokeng ile bona ba tswalang bo Mkhatla ba Kwena ba re tlolwana runa re le batlokwa mme ba la ba sia batlokwa mona ntswana tsatsi ka jeng re bitsang Cornelia Mokhalo mo o ile ha nna ha tswela pele mo o ile ha ba le ditšhaba mo tholang go tse ding di a fitla kana kwa difaqane matsitsi le maqhoza mo ba ileng ba amoela ke ka hona ntate ne a bua ka kingship queenship ge setšhaba sa marena le marena ha ga le mona Frankfort empa ntho re batla go ibolela re kopa hore ka le tlile ka jeno re kopa le re thuse ka ntlha ya batlokwa ba Mokhalong re gola hore ana jwale re na le lengolo re le ngotseng ntse re sokola hore re lise o president re rumme ke MEC ya mo Freestate ka baka ya ntho ya Mokhalong re sebigile re ile ho public protector re dimetse report next week ka taba ya Mokhalong ba nona le taba engwe sa sebetseng hantle re batla ho bua hore re na le hore ha re sa tshepa ho le mmuso ngo busangana jwale ho ya ka mo ba re tshwereng ka teng masepala re no le kile ho re thusa empa hana bokgoni go mohlomong re ka sebeletswa mo jwale ne re kopa ka jena le tlile le bile haholo ntho ne re hatella re bona tla khona re thusa haholo gore molao wa section 25 o tla tlameya hore wona o tshintshwe gore runa ba go le batlo ka Mokhalong lefatshe la runa ba re lo wela tlasa pra 1913 empa re thola hore lefatshe la bo runa le nko ya bohloko bontate molo wa runa madi wa bona a tswile mona ha so re mohlomong ka jeno re tla mona re tla re thabile empa re tla re le dipelo di hloko empa re batla hore batho ba nang le diplasi ana jwale ba se ka nana ka re batlo ka ba Mokgalo ko batho na ba sebetsa ka capital batho hana jwale ba sebetsa bokatipati lefatshe le mona ho ya ka tokomane ya freedom chart gore kaofela batho ba phelang ho lona ba tlamehile ba le share. Bana ba rona ba sebetsa lefatsheng le empa le ka jeno ha bana di-benefits tse loketseng mapolasing ho batho ba ba ownang bao.
Isikhathi siphelile baba. Siyabonga.
Greetings. Like the former speaker, I'm also from Mokhalong. However, I am royal and I represent the royal house. In 1850 to 1900, when my grandfather from my lineage, Mr. Litlaka, was shot and killed for this land. So I knew about the history of Mokhalong when I was 40. And I was told this by Sichaba Tsoteti, whilst I was schooled around the farm in Mokhalong. Well, the Mokhalong people are the people that descend from Bafokeng to Bakhatla, and up until now it's called Cordelia. And then the nations around there are from Fekane, Matiti, and also the Xhosa nations. So the Mokhalong people are the nation of the royal. They are, since now you are deployed here, and we thank you for coming here. So we want to plead to you to please help us. We were sent by the local NEC to come here and to outline the cries of the Mokhalong. We even went to the public protector on behalf of Mokhalong because we do not trust the current ruling party. Even the municipal, they tried to engage us, but they can't. We are saying that it's time to change Section 25. This thing, it goes back to 1913 when my grandfather was shot dead and killed for the land. Now is the time that Mokhalong people must get their benefits as per the Freedom Charter. Today, people are farm workers with no benefits. So we say this thing must change. Thank you.
Dumela ke a dumedisa ke le Samuel Tsoteti ke moahi wa mona Namahadi Frankfort ke sehwai wa leloko la Mokhalong ke dumela hore molao ona wa khutliso ya lefatshe ntle le ditlhapiso ke molao o motle o tshwanetseng hore o amohelwe lefatshe le khutle ntle le ditlhapiso hobane theko ya lefatshe e ntse e nyoloha letsatsi le letsatsi ka hoo ha re kgone ho fihlella hore re ka reka lefatshe jwale re le dihwai tsa mona Mafube re sebile re bimetse masepala wa rona haholo bitsong la hore diphoofolo di tletse haholo ka haro ho makeishene ke na le bothata ke na le lefu la pelo jwale ka re le batla ho ntsietsa ke kopa tshwarelo a ke sa tla kgona ho bua thank you.
Greetings. My name is Samuel Tsoteti, and I'm a farmer. I'm from Namahadi, Frankfort. I'm also from Mokhalong. I support this expropriation without compensation. It is a good thing. Land must come back without compensation. Daily we see the value of the land increases, and therefore we cannot afford. On the township here, our animals are roaming and the municipals cannot cope. But I'm sorry, I have a heart condition, so thus I cannot continue. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Bobo Muchuluchi. I'm coming from AFASA, African Farmers Association of South Africa. I'm also a member of African National Congress. AFASA have supported expropriation of land without compensation. So the president of AFASA was part and parcel of the panel that was appointed by the president. So AFASA fully support expropriation of land without compensation. No retreat, no surrender. We want the land. There's no government that can lead without the land. So ANC must expropriate this land. I thank you.
Thank you. Greetings, Tebo Mofokeng from ANC. The ANC supports expropriation of property and land as just an equitable process to restore the dignity of people in addressing both access to property and land, and the expropriation of such without compensation is part of the process. Ke nahana hore bo mme le bo ntate nako e fihlile e lo reng ka yona le batho ba batjha ka hare naha ya Afrika Borwa ba tlamehile ba be le ntho tse ba di ownang. It's high time that we own property. Ke nako ya gore batho ba own matlo a tlo ownwa ke dibanka, re tlohelle ho dula re le dikolotong. So expropriation of land without compensation, I think re go e etsahale, and ha hona hore ho tla ba le motho a emang ka pela yona. A emang ka pela yona re tla mo thula as young people. In such a way, I say thank you.
I think it's time for the youth to own the land. We should own this land, and it should not be owned by the banks. Expropriation of land without compensation should materialize. If it fails to materialize, we as the young people, we will mobilize and fight for its implementation. Thank you.
Ke lebohe motsamaiso wa mosebetsi, ke lebohe le panel e teng kwano kajeno. Ka lebitso ke Thabiso Rapudungwana, ke hlaha mokgatlong wa ANC. Ke le mona ke rata ho support-a bili ena e teng ka pela rona kajeno. Ka hobane e informwa ke 54 National Conference of the ANC. Very clear ka expropriation of land without compensation. As Speaker Seaukatela have said, as black people, we don't owe anything. We don't own land, we don't own property. Now is the time that the ANC must come and implement the resolutions of the conference. We are saying to the wise counterparts, now they must give it to us, our land back, because that land was taken from our forefathers. As the latest speaker have indicated, from Mahalong and everything. We say time to the ANC, it's now that the land must be taken back to their people, so that people can be able, hore ba jale, hore ba une, hore ba own land eo ya bona. Ka wa ho mantswe ke a leboha. Amandla.
Thank you, and thank you to the chair and the panel. My name is Thabiso Mapudungwana, and I'm an ANC member. I support this bill because it was informed by the 54th National Conference of the ANC, which was clear that the expropriation of land, it should be without compensation. It is time that the people have land so that they can farm and reap benefits, power.
Okay. Thank you, Matwabo. Ke se ke batla ke le hantle ke la ka ameha maikutlo ka ha ke le motho wa lefula pelo wala ska ke ema ka pela batho ba ngata ke na lo ame ke a leboha taba ena ya ho khutliswa ha lefatshe ntle le ditlhapiso ke ntho eo ke amohelang ka matsoho a mabedi Re kopa hore lefatshe ha le kgutle ka mokgwa o hantle, le abelwe batho ba tshwanetseng hore ba ka sebedisa lefatshe, batho ba nang le bokgoni. Ba senang bokgoni ba rutwe ka tsa tsamaiso ya lefatshe le ka tsa temo hore le bona ba kgone ho sebetsa lefatshe, ba tswele pele. Re kopa hape le ho tseba hore lefatshe la mmuso le lekahe, bitsong la hore re fumantsha hore batho ba batsho ha bana tsebo ya lefatshe la mmuso hore le lekahe leo ba ka kgonang hore ba ka le sebedisa ho iphedisa. Re kopa hore ska ha le tsamaya ka jeno ba mmuso ba tlileng kwano, le tlohe mona se re tseba hore mmuso o na le lefatshe le lekahe leo o ka le abelang batho ba batsho ho ntshetsa maphelo a bona pele. Ene re kopa hore le masepala wa rona o imetswe bakeng la diphoofolo tse ka mona ka hara makeishene. Ene theko ya lefatshe e ntse e nyoloha kgafetsa ho ya hodimo, batho ba batsho ha ba kgone ho fumana lefatshe. Ke a leboha. Nka dula fatshe. Thank you.
Thank you. I am fine now. As I've alluded before, that I suffer from a heart condition. So thus, if I stood in front of people, too many people, sometimes get emotional. I support expropriation without compensation. It is now time that the land return to the people, but this must be done accordingly. The land must be shared to the people according to the skills. We must give people who have skills the land. If they do not have the skills to farm and to lend that land, they must be taught how to do that. The other thing that I want to know, since the government officials are here, is how much land do the government have? We need this knowledge so that black people have this knowledge and know how much land they can be shared to. So we plead to you that before you leave here, please tell us how much land that the government have. Today the municipal cannot cope because of the animals that are roaming around the township. So it's time that we as black people get the land. Thank you.
Siyabulela kuzo zonke izpeakers zethu.
Thanks to all the speakers who have stood in the podium to participate thus far.
And a special acknowledgement and greetings to all the traditional councils that are with us today.
Sinika ke imibuliso ekhethekileyo ke kunkosi zemveli eziphakathi kwethu namhlanje.
We are now going to take the second round.
Sizothatha ke umjikelo wesibini wezandla zabantu abazothatha inxaxheba.
Can you please raise hands?
Sicela niphakamise izandla zenu.
Those that would like to speak.
Abafuna ke ukuma pha eqongeni bathethe ngale
You will
bill.
assist me, Kene. Okay, that number 1, yes. Number 2, number 3. Number 4. No other hand on this side? No other hand on this side? Okay. And then we're coming to this side now. Yeah, this hand. Yes, he's up with it. And there's another one there at the back. And you. Ah. Are there any people outside? They are there. Huh? Oh, okay. We then may be going to ask those that have spoken so that we allow those that are outside to come in. We need to maintain the health protocols.
Sizocela ke abasebethethile bathi gubu cala ukwenzela into yobana ke sikwazi ukuthobela imiqathango yale COVID.
Re tla kopa hle hore ba sentse ba fuwe monyetla wa ho bua mohlomong ba sutele ba sentse ne ba le kantle e le hore re tlo kgona ho imatahanya le melao ena ya COVID.
Ke a dumedisa ke nna mme Elsie Mkwena ho tswa Villiers. Ke thabetse taba ena haholo ya ho nehelana ka lefatshe. Rona re le basadi re le bomme re na le bothata bo boholo hobane re hodisa bana re le bang. Ne re ka thaba ha ne mmuso no ka re etsetsa molemo wa hore le rona re fumane lefatshe re le basadi re kgone hore re tle re kgone ho jalla bana ba rona re etsetse bana ba rona dijo hobane ka dinako tsohle ke rona re emang ka dinako tsohle re thusa bana ene re bana le bothata ha re sena lefatshe hobane dintho di a tura. Ne re kopa hle lefatshe re le basadi. Ke a leboha.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. My name is Elisa Mukwena. I support this expropriation bill. As women, we have big problem because we are single parents. I plead to the government to give women the land so that they can work it and give food to our children. The problem that we don't have land, that means that we cannot sustain ourselves and our children. So therefore, we need the land. Thank you.
Greetings everyone. My name is Musawi Nkosi Zwani. I am from Mafube basically. I'm in support of the expropriation bill because I think it is important for our government to be able to expropriate the land and give it to our people. We are in a time whereby we are experiencing a very fierce time where our people are living in impoverished state. So it will be very important for the land to be given to our people because we are facing a challenge of unemployment, poverty, and inequality. So giving the land to the rightful owners, it will help in our society to ensure that the black people, they are also included in the main economy so that we are able to create our own food and our own wealth. It is sad to see that today 70% of our stock exchange, it is owned by foreign nationals. So because these things they are happening because we do not have right to our land. So we support the bill so that we will be able to have what we call a command economy or we are able to strengthen our mixed economy, because black people, they have been sidelined a lot in the mainstream economy. So giving back the land to the rightful owners, it will also enhance their skills as they are true inhabitants of the land. They have worked the land previously. So we are pleading to all the relevant stakeholders to ensure that our people are given their land. So it is my humble plea to all the relevant stakeholders to ensure that the land, it goes back to our people, because there is no wealth without land. Our people, they need land as much as they need life. We are saying as young people in Mafube, it is high time the expropriation of land becomes a realistic thing, not something we call word of mouth production. We need something tangible as young people so that we are able to work our land. So with those words, I'm pleading to all of you, our leaders, to be able to ensure that the government, they in programmatic action, they are able to take the land and give it back to their people. I thank you.
Thank you, Chairperson. My name is Zanele Makakola. I'm working for COCTA, but I also want to say my personal view about the land expropriation. The sad part is with this economy, we are told that the value of the land get to be reduced, the value of the sometimes the value of the land is increased. And the determination is not really because whether it increases or decreases, there's somebody behind the economy that does not even have integrity. Because it also, when you look around, you also look at the property, the houses in the township has got less value, the houses in the suburb has got more value. So telling people about the economy, whether the economy will go down if most of land go back to its rightful people, or the people who rightfully own the land. So it does not really shake us at some point, because who determines the value and who determines the price? So looking at exactly the economy that we're talking about does not even have integrity, doesn't even consider the dignity of the people. So it doesn't really scare us anymore to tell us whether the rent value will go high or the land value will go down, because the person who really determines the value does not have integrity at heart.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I'm Mbuyiswa Jack, a traditional healer. I support this bill wholeheartedly because it will enable us to practice our cultures as well as enabling us to harvest our traditional medicines, because there are those areas that we cannot enter because they are owned by foreigners who came here with dromedaries, reiger and goedehoop. And as a result of that, they stole our land and we cannot practice our cultures. I'm a Xhosa, originally from Eastern Cape. I find myself in a very difficult situation where in Free State, most of the land are owned by the foreigners. We cannot have animals. We cannot harvest medicines in certain areas because the areas are owned by the foreigners. Who knows that maybe if we had an opportunity to own land we will not be in this situation where we are faced with a deadly virus or pandemic, or you can name it whatever, because we cannot harvest as well as practice our traditions. I support this bill wholeheartedly, and I think and I know for a fact that most of traditional healers will concur with me to say that it's time that the land should go back to the owners, so that we should practice our tradition in the best way that we can. I thank you.
Ke a leboha. Ke Moselle Pietrus Nale, hlaha Metsimaholo, Orangeville. Baholo ke le e mong wa dingaka tsa setso, ke tshehetsa haholo taba ena ya kgapo ya mobu kapa ho abelwa setjhaba se setsho mobu. Jwalo ka motho wa setso, re iphumana re loketse ho kena mapolasing a makgowa a mang, ha re kgone ho kena re ya moo re lo tjheka. Jwalo ka motho wa ngaka ya setso, ebile hape ke ntse ke le mmolotsi, ke le motho a bolotsang, re iphumana re feisana le bothata ka nako ya ho bolotsa moo e leng horeng re tshwanetse hore re lo pitetsana dibakeng tse itseng moo lo bolotsa teng. Ha hona tulo e hantle haholo for taba tsa bo mabollo. Jwale ha re ka fumantshwa mobu, ra kgona ho abelwa mobu re le setjhaba se setso, even ho sebetsana le taba tsa rona tsa moetlo, re tla be re kgona ho sebetsana le tsona ka tlhompho e kgolo, ho fapana le ha re pitetsane sebakeng se le seng. Ebile hape jwalo ka ngwana wa mo Afrika, re ka thaba haholo ha re na le lefatshe, bana ba rona ba tlo kgona ho ithuta le ka tlhaho, hobane jwale ka baka la hore re dula ka hara makeishene re pitetsane moo, ba hloleha le ho ithuta mefuta ya diphoofolo le hore tlhaho e eme ka mokgwa tsela jwang. Ba hlokang tsebo ya hore ba ka lema, thupello e ka ba teng, re ka kopa hore mmuso e be ona o tla re ema nokeng. Empa lefatshe re a le kopa jwalo ska dingaka tsa setso, e bang ho kgonahala hore re a tsamaya re lo tjheka dimela tse itseng tseo re di sebedisang jwalo ka meriana, re a tseba hore re tla be re di jala sebakeng seo, mme re tla fihla re kotule, re ne re sebeletse ho phekola setjhaba. Jwale ka ntse re etsa jwale re kopana le mathata, hobane jwale ho na le dimela tse o tla fumana hore jwale wa di sokola. Jwale re ka thaba haholo hore lefatshe ha letle ho setjhaba se setso, molemong wa moetlo wa runa, hore se ke ra pitetsana ka mokgwa tsela eo re pitetsanang ka yona ka dinako tsa mabollo, ebile hape re ntse re kgona hore re ka sebedisa naha eo bitsong la hore re ka iphedisa, ra ba ra phedisa le setjhaba, e seng ngaka e le nngwe empa dingaka kaofela. Ke a leboha batswadi.
Good morning. My name is Moselle Nale. I am from Metsimaholo. I am an elder as well as a traditional healer. I support expropriation of land. As a traditional healer, we do not have access to the land that is owned by a white. Besides being a traditional healer, I am also an initiator. An initiator whereby the young boys, I initiate them into cultural understanding. So we are having problem in getting the land to practice our initiation activities. Should we get land, we will be able to advance our cultural practices in the form of initiations. As an African child, I'm for expropriation of land without compensation. We will be pleased if we can get land. In addition, if we get that land, our children will be able to learn more about environmental management and environmental science. They will appreciate the fauna and the flora that we have in the environment. We will also need that land to keep our livestock as well as for agricultural purposes. We need that land as traditional healers because our livelihoods will be enhanced and sustained in an event we get a land. Therefore, I'm saying we should get the land and the government must assist us, and I support the bill. Thank you.
Ki dumedise ho modulasetulo le parlamente kwano e tlileng ho rona. Re leboha haholo ba le re tjhaketse kwano. Lebitso la ka ke Ntla Xaba. Ke batla ho hlalosa hoba okay, ke ka tshebetso ke ofising ya tonakgolo mara ke ntsha maikutlo a ka ska ke le moahi kwano. Ke dumelana le molawana ona. Ka pelo ya ka kaofela ho bohlokwa hoba lefatshe le kgutlele bathong. Re hlalose hoba lefatshe nakong e fetileng le le la nkuwa ka mokgwa o sa nepahalang, mme molawana ona o ikamahantse le molaotheo. Molawana ona o ikamahantse le diphetoho tse leng hore tlamehile di etsahale re bone setjhaba le batho ba sebedisa lefatshe. Tlamehile re utlwisise hoba ho bohlokwa hoba lefatshe le fihlele setjhaba sa rona kaofela. Ho bohlokwa hape hoba lefatshe le tlo thusa ntlafatsong ya moruo. Re utlwisise hape hoba lefatshe ha le fuwe mmuso o tla kgona hoba o le distribute accordingly ka hare ho batho ba rona. Taba ya hoba nehelo ya lefatshe kapa land expropriation without compensation e tshosa taba ya food security a se nnete. Taba hoba ho tla bana le corruption ha lefatshe le fuwe batho ba bo rona a se nnete. Taba ya hoba ho bena le hore batho ba tswang kantle ba tla ba teng mona ba unele ownership ya lefatshe la rona re batla ho le sebeletsa empa bona ba le siko mona ha nepala ho hang. Re utlwise hore hona tje lefatshe le matsohong a batho ba mmalwa, bongata ba batho ba bo rona bo ntse betswe ka thoko. Jwale le bohle ba ileng hore ba bang batla ho phisana le taba ena ba batla ho boloka their own narrow interest e le bona privately mole. Ke nako e nepaetseng hoba lefatshe le anele bohle, democracy e be in practice, lefatshe le be la batho ba bo rona kaofela. Our people will be able to work the land. Le freedom charter ya hlalosa ntho re tla kgona hape le hoba re ntlafatse ebile re thuse le di small businesses. Jwale taba hoba re tla comparewa le di country tse ding ka tsela e leng hore di letsang kwa lefatshe ka teng ho sebedisa, it's not correct. Re na le tsela ya rona e leng hore re tla aba lefatshe ka yona mme re sebedise for the benefit of the all. Lefatshe ke moruo, lefatshe ke mosebetsi, lefatshe it's our wealth, lefatshe it's power, and lefatshe le tla fetola maphelo a batho ba bo rona. I support this bill wholeheartedly. Thank you.
Good day, Chair, and good day to Parliament. And thank you for coming here. My name is Ntla Xaba. Let me explain, I'm from the Office of the Premier, but however, these are my views. I agree with this act wholeheartedly because land was took from us unjustly. Also, I support this bill because of it's in line with our constitution. It is important that people get the land so that everyone can have his equal share. Land equals good economy. also, I would like that the government can get the land so that they can be able to distribute this land accordingly. This narrative that if we get back the land, there'll be it is a threat for food security and that there'll be more corruptions. It's not a good narrative. It is not good that the land is in the hand of the foreigners, which are not in numbers. The land is in the hands of the few people, and they push their narrative of narrow interest and privatization. Democracy allows that we all get the land. Even the Freedom Charter alludes to that. If we get the land, this will help small businesses. So we don't want to be compared with other nations on how they go about on this land issue. Land equals to economy, power, and also that people will have food. I support this bill. Thank you.
Ki dumedise ho parlamente kaofela le motsamaisi wa mosebetsi. Ki tshehetsa leano lena haholo lena la mobu ntle le ditlhapiso. Ho ya ka di proclamation ya 164 ya 17 July 1925 ine re mobu wa Freestate kwa batlokwa ba mogalo. Lo ya ka proclamation ya 1938 245 11 November ine re mobu ona wa Freestate kwa batlokwa ba mogalo. Government notice ya 2076 ya 19 November 1971 itse mobu wa Freestate kwa batlokwa ba mogalo. Fela ke a le tshehetsa le nna leano lena. Kopo ya ka holo le parlamenteng ke hore a ke khutele leano leo fela le sireletse hore setjhaba sa batlokwa se fumana mobu o hobane jwale qetellong ha o khutla o fumana ka bo rapolitiki empa setjhaba se a una letho. Ke a lebo.
Thank you so much, and I greet Chair and the Parliament. I'd like to say I agree with this notion of land without compensation. According to the notice of 1645, 7 July 1925, and the notice of November 1963, the notice of 19 November 1975, it says the land belonged to the Mokhalom people of the Free State. So I agree that the Batokwa people must get the land, and so that they must work the land and not the politicians, because we know what that means. So I agree with this bill. I thank you.
Akile boe moifo kwano moifo wa parlamente ka lebitso ke Malefane Marumo Hlamane Fezile Dabi district ke bile ke le setho sa ANC ke tsheetsa bili ena na haholo jwalo hakakang ha ile bili e mona na e buang ka hore mobu o khutlele ho beng ba ona mme re a hopola nakong ya ho feta mmuso wa ANC o la etsa boikitlaetso bo boholo ho etsa bonnete ba hore o tlisa kopano ka haro setjhaba sa bo rona kapa sona setjhaba sa Afrika mona mo ibeng ula go ANC la ya tla ka maano a tshwanakanang le leano la willing buyer willing seller mme jwale re hlokometse kapa yona ANC hlokometse hore ha ho mo ikutlwa pelo ho batho bana ba renketseng mobu hore jwale ke mang a fanang ka mobu hore re tle re bone hore na enke mme jwale ke nako jwale ya hore re ANC ke nako ya hore nka mobu o khutsetse ho beng ba ona hobane mobu ona ha wa nkuwa ka dipuisano lefatshe la bo rona ha le nkuwa ka dipuisano empa lefatshe la bo rona le nkuwe ka madi le nkuwe ka dithunya jwale rona re batlo dinka ka ho lenka ka dithunya ho bona re ha ba khutlise mobu wa rona mme mobu o tlo laolwa ke rona beng ba ona jwale ka hana go se fitlile Ki 27 years jwale ANC le pusong e ntse e le ka ho buisana ka taba ena ya mobu. Jwale ha ona jwale re re mobu ha o kgutle o kgutlele setjhabeng mme lefatshe le tle le laolwe ke beng ba lona. Ka ho tjho jwalo ke re bili ena na ba holo ba rona re a tsietsa re le setjhaba sa Freestate hore mobu ha o kgutlele ho beng ba ona jwalo ka ha beng ba ona ba o hloka. Re a leboha.
Good morning. My name is Malefane Marumo. I am from Fezile Dabi district. And I'm also a member of the ANC in good standing. I support the bill, this bill of expropriation of land without compensation. The ANC government has in the past united the people of South Africa and came up with strategies such as willing buyer and willing seller. That strategy did not work and it won't be easy. Now I'm saying is the time for the ANC-led government to expropriate the land without compensation. You'll recall that there was no negotiation when the whites took over our land. They took our land through a barrel of a gun. Now it is the time for them to return the land to its rightful owners. 27 years has since passed and nothing has happened. I therefore support the expropriation of land without compensation. I thank you.
Dumelang, ki dumedise baetapele ba ka pele ka moo, ki dumedise le ntlo kaofela. Nna ka lebitso ke nna Jackson Mthembu, ke le motjha wa mona Mafube, ke tswa ko Villiers. Ke a support-a bili ena ya lefatshe haholo jwang. E le hore rona re le batho ba batjha ha re sebetse, unemployment e nyoloha tsatsi le letsatsi. Re na le di-graduates tse ngata tse dutseng hae, tse ithutetseng tsa temo le tsa di-animals. Ke le motho a motjha hape ke re kopa lefatshe le kgutlele ho rona banga ba ona. Re kgone ho le sebedisa hantle ka tsela e tshwanetseng. Ha se mathata, re ithutile, re a tseba ka lefatshe ene re tla le sebedisa ka tsela e tshwanetseng. Ke le motho a motjha ke re ke a leboha ene ke a support-a bili ena. I submit.
Greetings. My name is Jackson Mthembu and I support the bill. And I'm from Fizile Dabi district in Villiers. As a youth here in the Free State, we are unemployed. We have many graduates who studied agricultural courses, but they cannot find work because they don't have land. Once we get land as blacks, we will be able to create jobs, we will be able to do all so that we can support ourselves. So as youth in the Free State, we support the bill.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Nonhlanhla Bucibo. I'm a member of Namahadi Community Forum and an ANC member in good standing. I agree to entitle of the land without compensation. We as a youth of Namahadi, especially women, we are struggling so much in entitling the land. So I'm saying this because there are so many women in Namahadi who are owning the gardens at the backyard of at the back of their yard. So So for us to get the land, I think it's going to be a good improvement. And again, the women are using or are recycling the bathrooms, the bathrooms as their land to plant their gardens. So for me, I say women first. The land must come to the women and the rest can come. I think also that the women must also be the first preference of this land. I thank you.
Thank you to all the speakers for their presentations, comments and views. We are taking them all, recording everything that you are speaking. I think we will have the very last round now. Can I get hands? You come to the chair. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which one? Okay, if you have raised your hands, just come to the row. Even if they exceed 10 this time, we must ensure that they are all in the queue. You're free to express yourself in any of the 11 official languages: Xhosa, Zulu, Sesotho, English, Afrikaans. We won't take any other hands after this group. So that's why I'm saying that anyone who would like to speak must join this queue. We have been joined by 2 councillors from the ANC.
Councillor Amabedi a teng kwano a ANC.
Councillor Ndiko Jafta.
Mo Councillor Ndiko Jafta.
Upu Councillor Jafta?
Okay, Councillor Jafta.
Oh, okay. Councillor Jabulani Hlongwane.
Councillor Jabulani Hlongwane.
And Councillor Mohapi Mokoena.
Le Councillor Mohapi Mokoena.
We are all welcome.
Re a le amohela kaofela ha lona.
Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, members of the committee. I'm Marchand du Plessis. I represent the Democratic Alliance in Mafube. The bill in its current form cannot be supported, and I wish to object against this bill for the simple reason that the transfer of land does not equal wealth. If you do not transfer with it the necessary skills and the necessary support and resources to the beneficiaries. A simple example of that is if one should travel through Namahadi, numerous RDP houses has been handed over to beneficiaries by this government, which are now leasing those properties out to foreigners to run businesses from that. And the very same thing will happen with land if it is distributed to people without resources and the proper support to use that land properly. Land redistribution has been used as a get-rich-quick scheme in South Africa up until now, as many beneficiaries has chosen to rather take the financial compensation than the actual lands. And the bill in its current form says that the government must be the custodian of all the land. Now, I don't think one needs to search very far to see that all current agricultural and land redistribution projects where the government has been involved in has resulted into zero benefit to any beneficiary. A simple example is to go to our neighboring municipality and witness what's happening at the Freestate Dairy project, where none of the beneficiaries has actually benefited out of that project. So therefore, I will say I do not support this bill, and it must be objected to entirely. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Tenji Wezapi. I am Tenji Wezapi. I am a member of the African National Congress. I reside here in Namahadi, Frankfort. I stand here in support of the bill, and the only request that I would make to the organization, the governing party that we all love so much, is that our task is to ensure that the implementation of these legislations or of these bills, it takes place, because we find ourselves today having unnecessary opposition parties coming with our own bills and policies, speaking our own language, but making it as if they are fighting for something that has not yet been fought for already or yet declared to be fixed or rectified in dealing with the injustices of the past. My plea to Parliament is to ensure that also the Department of Education, especially in the Free State, plays an equal role, because we are in a province where agriculture is our key economy. We need to ensure that from high school level, this has specifically to do with the curriculum, that agriculture must also be included as a compulsory subject, because we are going to find ourselves giving back land to black people, but people are not equipped or skilled to ensure that they do not lose that land. So in giving people back land, we need to ensure that people as well are equipped. The African National Congress, as we are guided by the 54th National Congress resolution, clearly states that black people or those people that were previously disadvantaged, those differences are now addressed. With that being said, I'd like to say again, I'm in full support of the bill, and going forward, can we ensure that the implementation part takes place, because people are tired of reading things where else when we look outside is a totally different story. Mandla.
Ke a dumedisa ka lebitso ke Jabu Hlongwane ke tswa mokgatlong wa African National Congress ke dumedise ka lebitso ke Jabu Hlongwane ke tswa mokgatlong wa African National Congress me ke rata ho hlalosa kapa ho ikamahanya le dibui tse fetileng hore re supporta bill ena ka otloloha, me re na le mabaka a fapaneng hobaneng re supporta bill ena. Re a tseba bohle hore bothata ba Afrika Borwa bo ile ba qala ha Jan van Riebeeck ana fitla mane Kapa, mme mo naha ya batswadi ba rona baholo ba rona di leng tsa nkuwa ka kgang. Re a tseba kaofela ha rona hore mane KwaZulu-Natal Morena Shaka o lalwana ntwa e bohlokwa haholo yeo ho labe ha fetolwa noka eno athe ke Kgaphamadi yeo re bitsang Blood River ka puo e adimilweng. Re a tseba Morena Ndlambele yena o lalwantshuwa ha di Voortrekkers di ne di mlwantsha di etelletswe pele ke JH Brand, mme ya ba onkelwa dikgomo tse dikete tse 23, mme hwa tjheswa naha mono. Sena se hlalosa hore batho ba bo rona ba tseba ho sebetsa ka naha, sena se tseba hore batho ba bo rona ba ka kgona ho sebetsa ka naha. Mme re a tseba kaofela ha rona hore batswadi ba rona ba sebeditseng mapolasi ba ntse ba lelekwa le ka jeno mapolasing, mme ba ntse ba phaphathei tulong ya bo bona mo ba tswalletsweng teng. Re a tseba mabitla batswadi ba rona a mapolasing, ha re kgone ho kena mapolasing mono hobane hona le batho ba o se leng beng ba mapolasi ano. Mme re a tseba bana ba bo rona ha ba tsamaya ka hara naha ena re ba bitsa matswantle, empa ba mebala e meng ha ba hlaha mona re ba bitsa ka hore ke di-tourist ka puo e adimilweng. Mme tekatekano ya moruo e keke ya ba teng ha batho ba bo rona ba sena mobu o ba kgonang hore ebe wa bona. Mme re a tseba hore baholo ba rona le bona ba fetohile ba phaphathehi naheng ya bo bona. Mme tsena kaofela ha tsona di tlile hobane re ile ra amohela baeti. Naha ya rona ha e ka ba ya nkuwa hantle, e nkuwe ka dintwa, empa rona re re ha re duleng fatshe re buisaneng mme re kgutlisetse seo e leng sa rona se kgutlele ho rona. Re a leboha.
Good morning. My name is Jabu Hlongwane, and I support the bill under the following reasons. South Africa's problem started in 1652 when Jan van Riebeeck arrived at the Cape. Shaka fought for this land. Many of our kings fought for this land. And the reality of the matter is our people are able to work the land. They can work the land. Our parents are forever evicted in the farms. We cannot visit our ancestors' graves because those farms belong to some people. We are like immigrants in our own land. Our land should be returned to us. It was taken forcefully, but then we have to negotiate with the people who stole our land. It doesn't make sense that they have taken our land forcefully, but then when we have to get it back, we have to negotiate. Let us be given our land back as black people. I support the bill. Thank you.
One, two. Dumelang, lebitso la ka ke Matjhini Ndaba, ke dula mo Freestate Villiers, Fezile Tabi, ke tswa mokgahlong wa ANC, African National Congress. I support this bill because batho ba rona ba batjha ba hloka lefatshe, hobane lefatshe ke moruo wa naha. Ha ya ba monate ha ba nka lefatshe nako e fetileng, hobane batjha ba bangata hona tje ba entse ntho tse ngata lefatsheng. Re kopa lefatshe across the country, re na le 9 provinces. So ba lla ka lefatshe, re a kopa tswetswe batho ba habo rona. Re kopa lefatshe le kgutlele ka ho rona. Ke a leboha.
Good day. My name is Matjhini Ndaba, and I'm from Fezile Ndaba district in Villiers, and I'm an ANC member. I support this bill. As a young people, we need land. Land equals economic prosperity. It was not nice when our land was took from us. Young people have studied a lot, and thus they can work that land. In all the 9 provinces, we say we need this land. Please give us this land. Please give us this land. Thank you.
Ngibingelela izikhulu zami nguVictoria Nhlapho, ngibingelela izikhulu zami ezibuye eParliament. Ngijabule kakhulu namuhla ukuthi umhlaba ubuyele ebantwini, ngoba izwe lethu izwe lithathwe kabuhlungu, elithathwe ngempi ezifaqana. Nalezi impi zaseBlood River ezabulala uChaka, zabulala isizwe sethu. Sicela umhlaba ubuye kubomama. Abomama bakhona ukuyenza izivande, balimele abantwana babo ukudla. Imifino sishota ngayo, sishota ngomhlaba. Sibonge kakhulu ngale bhili le ukuthi ibuye kithi. Ngiyabonga.
Greetings to the committee. My name is Victoria Nhlapo. I am happy that we're having this public hearing about this bill. I am saying that the land was taken by force during the wars of Shaka and other kings before. Therefore, we want the land to be given to women so that the women can plow, they can feed their children, and so forth. I thank you. I support the bill.
Lebitso la ka ke Dilahlano Mosimanga, ke dula hona mona Frankfort Namahadi. Ke mme a le mong a senang ntate ka tlung, ke sehwai. Ke na le diphoofolo, ha ke na lefatshe, ke mo ke iphedisang teng. Jwale taba ya hore lefatshe lena na ho no phisano ka lona, lefatshe ke la motho a motsho. Ha ona motho a sa tsebeng hore Kapa mo la ntate Van Riebeeck a fihla o rekile lefatshe lena ka se iponele le mau. Jwale le rona ona bothata bo lefatshe lena ha le khutlele ho beng ba lona. Ha ke bone le taba e tlameleng e debate ena. Ke taba go fela lefatshe lena le nehelane hoba ke la motho a motsho ke a leboha.
Greetings, my name is Ms. Msimanga and I'm from here. I'm a single mother and I have no man. I'm also a farmer and I have animals. As black people, we need land. We know that when Jan van Riebeeck came here, he bought this land by giving out mirrors. We know that this land is for the black people, so give back black people their land. Thank you.
Dumelang, lebitso la ka ke Steven Nyamande, ke tswa teng. Mme le nna ke sehwai se ruang diphoofolo. Hona jwale diphoofolo tsa ka di phela tseleng, le stadium, le sporong ke moo ke di fepelang teng. Ha ho moo di dulang teng. Ka hona ke tsamaile ka ya departmenteng, provinceng, ka bua le di-extension officer se monana, mme le bona ba e netefatsa hore taba ya lefatshe ke phephetso e kgolo mmusong le setjhabeng se setso. Ka hona ha hona tsela e nngwe eo re ka fumanang lefatshe ka yona ntle le bili ena. Ka hona ke tshehetsa bili ena ka tsela e felletseng hore le rona maphelo a rona be betere dihwai tsa batho ba batsho. Ke a leboha.
My name is Steven Nyamande. I'm a stock farmer. I have many animals, but I don't have grazing land. As a result, my animals are roaming around. They don't have anywhere to graze. I've also consulted with the province who confessed that the land issue is a real problem. So I would like to plead with you that please give land to black people so that we can sustain ourselves. Thank you.
Ke a dumedisa tjhaba sohle se teng mona le baeti ba re tjhaketseng. Re le bomme le rona re kopa lefatshe re kgone ho ketsetsa bana ba rona bokamoso le rona. Ha re le kope ka ntwa, ha re le kope kang, re le kopa hantle ka kgotso rona. Re be kgotso re utlwaneng kaofela tjhaba sa motho a motsho. Ha re batle ntwa, ha re batleng lefatshe ha le boele ho beng ba rona hantle ka kgotso, ho beng ba lona hantle ka kgotso. Ha ke na puo tse ngata, ke a leboha.
Greetings, my name is Mrs. Topsy Mbata, and I greet all the nations and the black people. As women, we also request land so that we can be able to have brighter future for our children. And we're not asking for this land with battle. We don't want to fight with anyone, but we plead with peace that please return our land. I have no many words but to say return the land. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Neo Motlowung. I am a young person from Villiers. There are a number of issues that I would like to highlight, but as a young person, I do support land redistribution without compensation, primarily because the land in Free State was taken without benefiting the tenants and farmers. I mean, there's clear history of Sol Plaatje. When the land was taken from black people, he came to Free State and detailed how black farmers were moving around with their kids dying because white government and the law took the land from the people without compensation. So the narrative by the DA that we can't compensate land because black people do not know how to work the land is a false narrative that they're trying to push. It is the erasure of black people, that we did not work the land before they arrived here. If you read Sol Plaatje's book, you would understand that black people were actually part of commerce, they were trading. So those black people can still trade today. So that narrative should be pushed away, because we can't stand here and say black people do not have the skills. How did they work the land before they came here? If you read about not just Sol Plaatje, but if you read about the history of Free State, there was already trading during the times of Moshweshwe. So why do they come here and tell us that black people cannot work the land? If you look at the history, the laws that were put by the then Union government, black people in Free State, especially men, could not inherit land from their uncles because they did not want us to own the land. So we support the compensation of this bill because the land needs to go back to its owners, and the owners are sitting in these rooms. The tenants in those farmers here in Free State, those were the landowners whose land was taken. They had no choice to sell their cows or work for that white man. So to sit here and say that we cannot work the land is a false narrative. There is clear history. Read Sol Plaatje's book and you would know that black people were working this land before they even came. And there is clear history how people in Free State, their land was taken from them. So there is history. We're not talking about Shaka Zulu and the times of Moshweshwe. We're talking about contemporary history that is just 50 years ago. Our parents worked in farms that they owned. So bringing back the land back to black people, it is not just about commerce, but it is about bringing dignity back to our people. It was taken from them. They were working the land before Jan van Riebeeck or Jan van Heesen came to this place. That's one point I just wanted to highlight. And young people in this province are trying to start micro-farming, but they do not have land. How do you become a beggar in the land of your own people? So I do support the land distribution without compensation. One, to bring dignity back to the black people and our ancestors. As one of the speakers highlighted, we cannot visit our grandmothers' graves in the lands that they are in because white people are burying us from those lands. And two, I want to dismiss the narrative that black people cannot work the land. We can work the land. We've been working the land before white people arrived in this country. Thank you.
Ke le dumedise lebitso la ka ke Thabile Moloi ke tswa mona Butai ke one member ya di Women's League mo Butai nna ke supporta bill ena ya lefatshe go le khutlele ho rona lefatshe la bo rona ha le khutlele ho rona lefatshe la bo ntata rona hobane re tseba hantle gore lefatshe lena le nkilwe ka dikgoka jwale re kopa lefatshe la rona le khutlele ho rona es rona re le bo mme ba leng di single mothers re kopa lefatshe le khutlele ho rona re kgone ho ipopa re le bomme ba sa sebetseng ka tsela e tlhokeho ya mesebetsi e leng ngata ka yona re kgone re le di humans re kgone ho ikopanya re kgone ho lema re kenye temo re kgone ho lema re kgone ho bona hore re fepa bana ba rona ho ya ka temo e re tlabeng re yentse ka matsoho a rona lefatsheng la bontata rona le ileng la nkuwa ka dikgoka jwale re le kopa ka khotso e seng ka ntwa ke supporta bill ena ke le moahi wa Butai mona Frankfort.
Greetings. My name is Thabile Moloi. I support the bill. Our land should be returned to us as it was taken forcefully. As single mothers, We need the land so that we can work on it and feed our children, so that we can organize ourselves as women's forums and create employment for our societies. Thank you so much.
Dumela, nna ke Phaya Mahlakwana ho tswa Stensres Matlwantlwa Moqhaka. Nna bill ena ya land expropriation without compensation ke a e support haholo jwalo ka motjha. Ntho e etsahalang ke enana batswadi. Rona re le batjha re batla lefatshe hore re le sebetse. Re feng lefatshe rona re le sebetse. Ke yona ntho e etsahalang. Ha hona ntho e nngwe e tlametseng e etsahale. Re feng lefatshe rona re le sebetse hore re kgone hore re sebetse lefatshe. Jwale rona re le batjha re a tseba ho sebetsa lefatshe. Re feng lefatshe ke yona ntho e re e batlang. Ke a leboha.
Good day. My name is Kaya Muhlakwana. I'm from Stainsres in Moqhaka. I support this bill as a young person. Young people need the land to work it. Give us the land to work it. Nothing else should happen here. Just give us the land. As young people, we know how to work the land. Give us the land. Just give us the land. Thank you.
Ke a leboha. Lebitso la ka ke Thamsanqa Snail from Freestate and Fezile Dabi. I'm the member of the ANC, a good standing, full good standing. Ke tshehetsa mmono ona o tlang ka mmuso wa heso hore a lefatshe le nehelwe ho batho ba batsho. Mabaka ke ana. Ntlha ya pele ke nahana e tla ke e fetole motho ya motsho a tshwane le batho ba bang hore a be le tokelo le yena. Ke nahana e tla eketsa mosebetsi bakeng sa batho ba batsho. Ke nako jwale ya hore le ka hara mmuso wa rona le dikolong tsa rona re kenye mokgwa ona hore bana ba rona ba tsebe ka ho etsa ka moruo e leng yona agricultural. Ebe e nngwe ya di subject tse kenywang ka hara dithuto hore batho ba batjha le rona re tsone hore re tsebe ka temo. E ska ba fela male ba mmala o moeng be bona fela ba etsang dithuto tseo tsa bo agricultural. Rona re le batho ba batsho re sa kgone ho fumana monyetla hore re etse dithuto tseo tsa temo. Ke bona mmuso o entse hantle hore o ko tla ka tokomane enana e re tlo e tshehetsang hore re ke re fetole motho wa motsho a tshwane le batho ba bang bophelong ba hae. Ke supporta bill ena ke le membera e kgolo ya mokgatlo wa ANC. Ke a leboha.
Good morning. My name is Thamsanqa Stein. I am from Viljoenskroon in Fezile Dabi district. I am also a member of the African National Congress in good standing. I support the expropriation bill under the following reasons. Reason number one, the bill will restore the dignity of the black communities and increase opportunities for employment. I'm also putting it that in government as well as in school, there will be agricultural subjects that will prepare the learners to learn more about agriculture and have knowledge about farming. That knowledge is not an exclusive monopoly of white people. I am saying the government has done a great deal of work in bringing up this bill, and I wholeheartedly support the expropriation of land without compensation. I thank you.
Sanmonan, igama nguSimiso akaKheswa. When white settlers came into South Africa, they came without laws and amendments to take what is forcefully ours, of which it is the land. But when it's time for the government to do what is right, we are being subjected to land reforms. We must prove where we descend from for us to get what is rightfully ours. What we are asking for from the government is to say, can you please come up with an action plan and not subject us to many sessions which yield no results. What we want and what we plead for as young people and the community of Namahadi Frankfort is to say, you are well aware of the 1913 Natives Land Act. So please, can you please do the right thing? Come up with an action plan. We will not support something which it is not moving. I thank you.
Just for record purposes, his name, he said his greetings, and then his name is Sifiso Rakeswa. Thank you.
A ke dumedise ho ya ka ditulo ho fapana. Nna ke Jabulani Mbele, ke buella tabeng ya agriculture. Molawana wono ke a o support-a haholo. Ane ke o support-a jwale ka hore ke ka hara agriculture, ke bue ntho e ke sa e tsebeng. Taba ya hore motho a motho o tlo hloleha, hobaneng yena a hloleha? Hobaneng wa mmala yena a kgonne? So ke a support-a taba eo. Hona jwale re a sheba, bana ba rona ba bala empa ha bana mosebetsi. Ngwana le kgowa o badile empa o ka thoko ho ntatae, o mo ruta mosebetsi. Hobane a tseba hore mono ke feme e kgolo, ke ka hara yona. Ha o mpone ke eme moo, ke emiswa ke yona feme eo. Ke bua taba ke e tsebang, ke a e leboha, ke a e support-a.
I greet you accordingly. My name is Jabulani Mbele, and I'm going to talk on agriculture. I support this bill. As a person who works with agriculture, I know what I'm talking about. Why is it when the land has to be handed back to black people and black people have to work on land, there's this notion that black people will fail, but white people can work the land. Today, if you can see a white child go to school and he will work beside his father, have a good future. But our children have no future. So I therefore support this bill. Thank you.
Siyabulela kakhulu.
Thank you very much to the participants in this meeting.
Izimvo zenu zonke sizithathile.
You have taken all your views into consideration.
Nezinto enisicebisa zona xa lo mthetho sowuphumelele.
And even the advices that you have given us when the act will be passed, we'll take all those things into consideration.
Again, this is a very important bill
Ngumthetho osayilwayo lo, ibill ebaluleke kakhulu.
because it talks to a fundamentally issue in our country,
Kuba kaloku le bill ithetha ngemiba ebalulekileyo engundoqo kweli lizwe.
which is property.
Umbake weproperty.
And property includes land.
Iproperty ke iquka imiba efana nomhlaba.
And it is also a very sensitive issue
Umba ke obaluleke kakhulu nomba otshisa ibunzi
that we can never take lightly.
esingenokwazi ke ukuyishiya nje siyeke ngumba ubaluleke kakhulu umba womhlaba.
And as such, the government of the day
Kangokuba ke urhulumente ophetheyo ngoku kweli lizwe
will also take this seriously.
uzokuthathela ingqalelo uzokusingatha lo mba.
We can't in 2021 be still using an act of 1975.
Asinokwazi uba sithi ke siphila apha kunyaka ka-2021 ngoku sibe sijongene nomthetho wo-1975 umthetho wakudala.
We really appreciate your inputs and views.
Siyawabulela kakhulu amagalelo enu neembono zenu enize nazo namhlanje.
As this was our last province
Kuba ke eliphondo leFreestate iliphondo lethu elokugqibela.
and our last venue,
Kwaye ke yindibano yethu yokugqibela le namhlanje.
you must follow us, this portfolio committee, on the parliamentary channel.
Kuzonyanzeleka ke into yoba nibukele iindibano zala komiti phaya kula channel yaseParlamente u-408.
In the next few weeks, we will be discussing all these reports that we got from all the 9 provinces.
Kwezi veki zizayo ke sothi sidibanise intloko sixoxe siqhubelane ke ngezimbono esithe sazifumana kula maphondo onke esithe sawatyelela apha eMzantsi Afrika.
And the written submissions,
Kunye ke namaxwebhu abhaliweyo ke nawo sowathathela ingqalelo.
and come up with a report that will table in parliament.
Size ke nengxelo sidibanise sithi thatha eParlament.
Siyabulela.
Thank you very much.
Kiyalebuha.
Siyabulela, thank you very much.
Bayadangi.
Enkosi.
Those that will be traveling, please travel safe.
Abo ke bazothi bakhwela imoto sicela bakhuseleke ezindleleni.
The COVID is still with us.
Lo bhubhane weCOVID ke usambethe.
Those who have not yet taken their jab and within those ages that are taking jabs,
Abo ke abangekayenzi ke lanto yokugoma siyabacela ke benze ngolo hlobo.
please do so.
Niqhube njalo nigome.
Thank you very much.
Enkosi kakhulu ngokusinika indlebe zenu siyabulela.
The meeting is adjourned.
Indibano ke iyachithakala. Nkosi.
Enkosi kakhulu.
Thank you.